Don't go out there and show your weakness to the world. Go out there and show your strength to the world.
Welcome to another video.
Well, hey there guys, I'd like to talk to you all about something that has been bugging me for quite some time now. And I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that these days in society, being a victim or having a victim narrative seems to be a plus and something that people put value on. And it's really annoying. And I'm going to basically tell you why I think it's annoying, why I think if you yourself are currently suffering from this victim complex, that you turn it around and use it to your benefit, because it's something that people seem very short-sighted about. They don't seem to realize that having gone through traumatic experiences can actually be a good thing. And just bear with me, I'll explain it in this video. What I'm talking about is pity currency. I like to call it pity currency. And you hear this a lot, you know, people will always be in conversations, they'll be like, oh, I was in a car accident and, you know, like it's so traumatic and, you know, I have flashbacks, or, you know, somebody will be like, oh, I was mugged once, or somebody close to me died and, you know, oh, it's so terrible, so difficult to get through it and blah, blah, blah. And they get, all the people around them will be like, oh, it's okay, that must have been so hard, you know, it must have been so difficult for you to go through, you know. So, and giving them all this attention and all this like pity, and they get off on that. I get this a lot. Lots of people keep, I don't know, basically throwing out the pity currency and getting attention. And it might not even be something that's happened to them. It could be people like saying, oh, you know, we're Mexican and people are so bad to us, you know, but it's not actually that person specifically. Or, oh, you know, like, I don't know, 200 years ago the Polish did this to us, or 300 years ago the Indians did this to that, and or the Arabs, or the, you know, just insert any country here, white people, black people, yellow people, Indian people, whatever. But it's this pity narrative that really gets to me, and it's people basically making up reasons why they're not strong. That's the way I see it anyway. It's weakness showing through. But wait, before you start, you know, calling me horrible names and saying how dare you trivialize people's bad situations with traumatic experiences, that's not the goal here. I'd like to basically tell all of you guys out there my take on it and how you can change your pity currency into courage and into actually something productive. Right, so it goes something like this. This all came to me the other day. I was on the train, I was on the metro here. I actually took a picture to remind myself of the moment. I was sitting there and I think I was returning from a meeting or something like that, and I could see everybody around me was just going about their lives. Nothing special, just normal folk. And of course there's nothing wrong with being normal folk, it's great. But they're just sitting there playing with their phones, wondering what they're going to eat for dinner, you know, just talking about trivial stuff, because, you know, I can understand Chinese, so I can understand what they're saying. And I thought to myself, by looking around, that if something were to happen, something, let's just say a natural disaster, or a bomb, or anything bad would happen, or somebody just pass out in the train, or anything, like anything out of the ordinary, that none of them are prepared for. If that were to happen, there wouldn't be a single person in that carriage who'd be able to deal with that situation correctly. However, I would. I have been through so many interesting, weird and wonderful, traumatic and terrible experiences in my life that I know that I can deal with just about anything that's thrown at me. So for me, I thought, well, hang on a second, this is something that I think a lot of people don't realize. People that have been through tragic experiences, they don't realize that it's actually more of a gift. It's something that they could use as a way to be prepared for bad situations when and if they come around again. So I actually wrote something. I just whipped out, you know, all phones have got little notepads in them. I just whipped this out and I wrote it because I thought that I would like to share it with all of you guys, my subscribers. Let's take a look. And here it is. This is just off the cuff. Feel free to quote me on this, okay? But this is what I wanted to say to all of you, my subscribers that watch my videos. Okay, so those who experience extraordinary hardships are extraordinary people. If you've been through a traumatic experience, you've got something that others don't. You've experienced something that most people around you have not. You can count yourself lucky, right? And that is because when faced with a similar situation again, you will know how to react. You're prepared. Whilst others around you panic and or break down, you can steel yourself and calmly deal with the situation. It's not a pity ticket, it's a badge of pride. Don't look for sympathy, count yourself lucky. Count yourself lucky to have lived through the hard times. Wear a silent grin on your face and stand up to every challenge. Your past experiences will have your back. They're your wingmen, your safety net, and your hidden strength. Now, the reason why I came up with this is I have been through some fairly traumatic experiences. The first big traumatic experience for me was my younger brother died when I was 13 years old, and he was 7 years old. And when you're that young, it's very difficult to cope with such a big loss. But because this happened to me at a fairly young age, whenever somebody else dies around me, which has happened quite a few times, now that I think about it, it might not be such a good idea to be my friend, because I've had a couple of them peg off. No, just kidding. But you know, for instance, when the bad things happen and people die, of course, grandparents die because they get old. People die in car accidents, people get murdered. If you live in South Africa, your friends are bound to get murdered every once in a while. And when that happens, instead of being hit by this massive panic of not knowing how to deal with it, not knowing what to do, because of the past experience of when I was young having my brother die, it's just for me another process that I can look through. Of course I will be very sad and grieve and all the usual stuff, but I don't have to deal with that absolute horrible panic that most people, well, everybody has to deal with at some point in their life when someone close to them dies, because you don't know what to do. But if it's happened to you before, you do know what to do. So that's my example that I'm trying to give you. So this is the gist of this video, guys. I basically just wanted to say to all of you guys out there, quite honestly, like I wrote down there, and I'll copy and paste this down in the description so you can read it for yourself. But basically, wear it as a badge of honor. You are strong. You are able to deal with things that other people can't deal with. So don't go out there and show your weakness to the world. Go out there and show your strength to the world. Now, before I send you guys on your merry way and tell you to all stay awesome, there is something I would like you to do for me, and that is, if you have not seen my documentary yet, please go and take a look. You will not be disappointed. It's been getting rave reviews. Everybody who's seen it has said it's great. I haven't heard a single person say it was rubbish or boring or anything. And people from all walks of life, people that don't like motorcycles, people who aren't even interested in China, they love it. So please go check it out. There's a link down in the description. You can't miss it. If you use the code STAYAWESOME, all in capitals, you get a 10% discount. Go check it out, guys. I appreciate the support, because if you go and watch it now, that means we can make enough money to pay back the money it cost us to make it, and then go and make a conquering Northern China, Eastern China, Western China, Vietnam, Thailand, blah, blah, blah. If it becomes successful, who knows? Sky's the limit, right? Do a conquering Europe next. Anyway, guys, always a pleasure to speak with you. I can't wait to see you in the next video. And until next time, as always, stay strong and stay awesome.